This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, I want to talk about, this misnomer that Derrick James, he's not a good trainer. To me, that's nonsense. That's heresy at the highest level. You know what I'm saying? And you got to call out the foolery for what it is, man. You can't sit here and let people put the blinders over your eyes. First and foremost, Derrick James is Errol Spence's trainer. Let me get that official and correct in people's brains. Derrick James is Errol Spence's trainer. That's who he trains. So when people bring up this whole Charlo nonsense about, Derrick James trained Charlo. Yes, he does also train Jermell Charlo. But did he train Jermell Charlo from the beginning? That's the questions that the Rudy Poo and the plum brain Mikey Garcia fanboys need to ask themselves, because they want to bring up this nonsense, like the IBFP or whatever the fart his name is. I saw a video where he was saying that Derrick James is not that good of a trainer. Are you freaking kidding me? Derrick James with Errol Spence is undefeated, just like Robert Garcia is with Mikey Garcia. Let me say that again. Derrick James with Errol Spence is undefeated, just like Robert Garcia is with Mikey Garcia. So when you try to bring up this nonsensical crap about Derrick James and his credibility as a coach, you got to talk about it in context of the fighter. See, that's the problem with, these plum and Rudy Poo cats. These cats out here in these streets, these Mikey Garcia fanboys that are brain full of mush and brainwash. The reason why you hear me use these terms over and over and over again, it's so that I can denigrate and basically classify these nonsensical boxing fans that don't know nothing about boxing. All they want to do is run their freaking mouths like they know something or have the appearance thereof, but they don't know shit. And we got to keep it real. We got to keep it a buck. We got to keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? And we got to call a spade what? A freaking spade. These folks right here want to sit here and try, like the IBFPs or whatever the fart his name is, and try to mangle your brain. Yes, that Oakland term, that Andre Ward term. They want to mangle your brain into thinking stuff that doesn't make any sense. Why are you sitting here and discrediting Derrick James and what he's done when you know damn well with Errol Spence, he's undefeated? You see what I'm saying? The Charlos are not as disciplined as Errol Spence. You need to talk about that. It's alleged that the Charlos are, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I don't even need to say the term because I don't want people coming here trying to, flag me or whatever. So you guys know what I'm talking about. It's been quoted. I've been hearing other boxers and other folks saying that they're on that stuff and the lifestyle that they live. I mean, didn't the Charlos got money taken away from them by these, strippers? I mean, come on. When have you ever heard Errol Spence in the news for things like that? See, the point is this. Let's keep everything in its proper context. When we're talking about Derrick James, we're talking about his training with Errol Spence. That's his fighter. From the onset, Errol Spence has been undefeated. There's just no two ways around it. Derrick James is actually a very good coach because he teaches, Errol Spence the way to technically place his punches. I'm going to say that again. He teaches Errol Spence the way to technically place his punches. He teaches Errol Spence the fundamentals of boxing, boxing 101, work the body. Because when you work the body, what ends up happening? You end up taking off the head. I'm going to say that again. When you work the body, what ends up happening? You end up taking off the head. So that's boxing 101. A lot of fighters nowadays don't work the body, especially at the work rate that Errol Spence does. The other thing that Derrick James teaches Errol Spence, do not waste punches. If you guys go and listen to him when Errol Spence is training and he's yelling, hey man, make sure you dig and make sure you feint and make sure you throw the right shots at the right time. I mean, if that's not coaching at the highest level, that's not training somebody at the highest level, then I don't know what boxing is. You know what I'm saying? But leave it to these IBFPs or whatever the fart his name is and all of these Mikey Garcia fanboys, and trust and believe they're going to abandon this dude. You know, they come on my page and sit here and say, IBFP, you know, he knows his boxing. They only saying that because he's siding with their fanboyism. I'm going to say that again. They're only saying that because he's siding with their fanboyism. Once Mikey Garcia is put out on the damn stretcher and he's pissing blood, that's right, I'm going to say it again. Once he's put out on the stretcher and he's pissing blood, you watch how finicky. Yes, that's a word for you Rudy Poo and you plum brains that don't have an extended vocabulary. You're going to see how finicky these Mikey Garcia fanboys, you know, jump ship away from IBFP and how they start ridiculing him that he don't know boxing. He's appealing to that fan base. We all know what time it is, man. We know the little tricks that this man is trying to put, the blinders he's trying to put over people's eyes. I'm not falling for it. The real G's out there ain't falling for it. But all of these nonsensical boxing fans, it seems like they're falling for that nonsense. But the truth of the fact of the matter is this. Derrick James is teaching Errol Spence all of the right tools. Obviously, it's been working because Errol Spence has been getting cats out of there. Their man-down strap season, technical punching placement, tactical aggression, you know what I'm saying, and body snatching work style has worked over and time again. You know why? Because they're adopting the fundamentals. You know, they're not wasting punches. They're doing what's called a switch hitter. They're constantly switching things up, giving their opponent different things so the opponent doesn't know what to expect. They're constantly feinting. They're constantly using lateral movement. All of these are boxing fundamentals, man. And every time they throw a shot, they don't waste their shot. They throw the right and the most accurate shots. They throw that thing with mean intentions, and they're always throwing something different. With Errol Spence, you don't get the same shot. He'll throw a right hook. Then he'll turn around and throw a double jab on you and then triple that damn jab. Then he'll turn around and throw a left hand lead on you. You know what I'm saying? Then he'll turn around and throw a left hook. Then he'll turn around and throw a swooping uppercut. Then he'll turn around and while he's working you in close quarters, he'll throw a flush close quarter uppercut. I mean, the man does so many different things, man. People don't appreciate the greatness of an Errol Spence. But go listen. You know what I'm saying? There's fighters out here that appreciate what Errol Spence brings to the table. Go listen to Gary Russell Jr. and go listen to Loma. They've been warning Mikey Garcia's ass, don't take this fight. What did Gary Russell say? You know, that hood term, dog, for the cats out there in the hood, shout outs to y'all. You know what I'm saying? The grimy and the gutter cats. Y'all know who y'all are, the real G's. What Gary Russell say when they asked him? What'd he say? Earl gonna get him. I'm gonna say that again. Because the guy was asking Gary Russell, what did you say? He had to say that thing again. Earl gonna get him. We all know when we hear that hood term, we know what time it is. We know what that means for the real G's out there. Earl gonna get him. That means Earl gonna get his ass out of there. That's what he's talking about. He gave Mikey Garcia props for saying, hey, man, he stepped up to the challenge, you know, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that hasn't been done for a long stretch of a period of time. So hats off to Mikey Garcia. See, and that's the thing with me. I'm going to give you both sides. I'm not going to sit here and just tell you one part of what Gary Russell told you because it sounds good to me and I'm trying to build up my channel. I told you the full thing. I told you he gave Mikey Garcia his props. But ultimately, what did he say? Earl gonna get him. And then Loma, what did Loma say? You know, for the Loma fanboys out there, a lot of cats that prescribe to Lomachenko and his fighting style. What did Lomachenko say? Y'all heard the man. I don't know, man. You know, Earl's too big. He's too big. I don't know. You know, but we'll see. You know, when they ask him, does Mikey have a chance? We'll see. But Earl's too big. And he has good boxing skills. Coming from Lomachenko now, this is a guy that has an accomplished amateur background. His amateur background is better than anybody. Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence, you name it. There ain't nobody messing with Lomachenko's amateur background. Plus the man got two, not one, two freaking gold medals. So if that man, if there's anybody that's more than qualified to say that Errol Spence got boxing skills, it's him. How come he sees that? So you guys know more boxing than Lomachenko? Get the fuck out of here, man. You know, and I had to say that. And that's to the Mikey Garcia fanboys. Because they don't know nothing. They just want to run their mouth and say, I don't know boxing. But you got the most accomplished amateur guy. You know what I'm saying? The guy that everyone got as damn near number one on their pound for pound list. He's not number one on mine. But they got him number one on a whole bunch of people's pound for pound list, and he said Errol Spence got boxing skills. Ain't that something? But the IBFP or whatever the fart his name is, so he know more than Lomachenko. The fuck out of here with that, man. See, this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Appealing to a fan base just to drive up the ratings. But you heard it, man. The consensus is there. Even Terrence Crawford, man. When they asked Terrence Crawford, what's your take on the fight? Terrence Crawford said, man, if Mikey, he gave Mikey so many ifs. You know what I'm saying? If Mikey can take Errol's power, then yeah, he has a chance. And he you know, on the opposite end, he said Errol got to be careful coming in. Because, you know, that's what I like about Crawford. Crawford's always going to break it down on both sides. Earl got to be careful coming in. But what did he say? Mikey got to be careful not taking a shot. I'm going to say that again. Mikey got to be careful not to take a shot. Why would he say that about Mikey Garcia, dog? I mean, the proof is in the pudding, man. All you got to do is see the shit for what it is. But y'all cats ain't hearing me out here in these streets, man. You know, I normally don't, you know what I'm saying, cuss up a storm, but damn it, man. These Mikey Garcia fanboys, sometimes they get you hot, dog, because they don't know nothing about boxing. They just want to do this. And you know what I tell them? Higgity hush, dog. When I'm sitting here lacing you up with comprehension in the $1 million game, you better gobble that damn thing, dog. You better take it for what it is. Because you ain't getting Mad Scientist game like this anywhere else. You know, because I'm giving it to you guys real, gutter, and straight raw. That's the way that I'm giving it to you. The most cutthroat and unadulterated truths that you need to hear from a boxing perspective. But y'all want to sit here and tell me some nonsense about, you know, Errol Spence don't got no boxing skills. But we hear people say that. Didn't you hear Max Kellerman the other day? You know what I'm saying? When he was covering that fight, the Teofimo Lopez fight, what did he say? What the snot did he say? Errol Spence is special. Errol Spence can bang. Errol Spence can box. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence can do it all. And he kind of dissed Mikey Garcia. He was like, you know, the Mikey Garcia fight is the fight that, although it's not the fight you want, we all know the fight that you want. It's the fight between Spence and Crawford, which those are the two special guys. We're still getting kind of a fight that we enjoy as boxing fans, because we get something that's exciting, because we haven't seen a guy go up 2 weight classes to fight a behemoth, a mammoth like Errol Spence. He didn't say Mikey Garcia was special. He called Errol Spence special, because game recognized game, dog. Y'all want to sit here and say Errol Spence only fought in 1 weight class. He's been fighting bums. Okay. All right. I want to see Mikey Garcia fight those same guys at 147 pounds consistently and do what Errol Spence did. Then come talk to me. This man never fought in a 147-pound weight class, but y'all want to sit here and utter him as the guy that's going to dethrone the boogeyman of the 147-pound division? Y'all not making any sense. He's not only fighting at 147 pounds, which is not a weight class he's ever fought at, but he's fighting the best guy at 147 pounds. And the other guy that's right up there with him, honorable mention, is Terrence Bud Crawford. But y'all want to sit here and say that Mikey Garcia is going to win. Boy, I tell you, man, this Mexican fan base, they are delusional and hypocritical. No, I'm going to say it in my Spanish, like I said in that previous video. They are el delusional and el hipocrito. That's what they are, like the Garcia family. I can't wait, dog. March 16th can't come fast enough, dog. Because come March 16th, y'all know the infamous sayings, Spence is going to man down, strap season, flatline, and then, you know, Hulk smash Mikey Garcia. And there are no two ways around this bad boy. And it's going to be via what? 5th round TKO stoppage. And you mugs going to have to freaking book that damn thing. And just make sure, after post-fight March 16, you come back on my page and put respect on my name, because I called it the way I saw it. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.